Yo, what's up everybody? We're about to jump into our next green rank walkthrough with the focus this time on Josie. Very excited about that. But before we get started, I do have two quick announcements. Number one, yes, my house has been flooded. Unfortunately, I am going through some very stressful, hectic times of my life right now. I recently said this in my Mortal Kombat video that I just posted, but my Tekken audience may be a completely different audience than that video, obviously, because they're two separate games. So I want to say it again. I typically drop a minimum of one video a week, sometimes two videos a week. Unfortunately, because of all the things I'm going through right now, my video production may go down. I just want to make you guys aware, at least over the next 2 to 4 weeks, I'm going to do my best to push through this, guys, but just be understanding of that. Next thing is that I'm doing a collab with a really talented Tekken player called Pass the Herbs. He is a Twitch streamer, so you guys go over there and follow him on that. And he also has a YouTube page, so you can like and subscribe to him on YouTube. Basically, I want to talk about him and collab with him for this video, particularly because he's a Miguel main, but he also plays Josie, as you see in the background. He's a very, very good Josie player. Really cool guy, great mentality when it comes to Tekken, and very responsive. Like every time I hit him up on one of his videos on YouTube and ask a question, he's always responding back. So really cool cat. So you guys go check him out. That's Pass the Herbs on Twitch and on YouTube. Follow, like, and subscribe. All right, first key move we're going to talk about is her 1-2-2, which is her 10 frame block punisher. You guys should know by now, if you've seen my Genghis or my Kazumi green rank walkthrough, that it's very important to me to teach you guys to just apply some form of punishment when your opponent is unsafe on block. And once you get that down, then move on to the proper block punishment, whether it's 12 frames, 13, 14, 15, whatever. But for now, just get in the habit of applying some form of block punishment. And that's what we're doing with Josie. She has two, but the one we're going to talk about is our 1-2-2, which is the one I like to use the most. It is +9 on hit. The problem is this is also -13 on block, so it is unsafe on block. So try to make sure it is definitely unsafe before you actually apply this form of block punishment. Now, a cool thing about it though is that even though this is 3 highs in a row, it jails on block. And what that means is your opponent cannot duck the second or third hidden string and launch you. So if they're going to punish you for this, it's going to be -13. Okay, it's not going to be a launch punish or anything like that. And because it is +9 on hit, especially in the lower ranks, you're going to catch a lot of people trying to press buttons, and you have a huge amount of plus frames. So what I like to go for is a 3+4 off of hit. And on counter hit, that is a counter hit launcher. Now, as you get up in the higher ranks, this won't be as effective, but it might work from time to time still. You'd be surprised. Next key move you're going to see me do with Josie a decent amount is her standing 4. Very similar to Kazumi's standing 4, which comes out at I-11. Josie's comes out 1 frame slower at I-12, but they both are magic 4s, which means they're on counter hit, they're counter hit launchers. And I-12 is still pretty fast, 1 frame slower, but it's still really fast. There's plenty of situations where you can just interrupt your opponent with this move. You're going to see me typically set this up in 2 ways, whereas you see here, I'm going to check my opponent with the jab, which is just a good thing to do in general. And most jabs in the game are +1 on block. So basically right after that, I do the magic 4, and because it's +1 on block, it'll come out effectively at I-11. Or you're going to see me do this here where I do her down 4, which is a very fast low poke, trust me, completely unreactable, and that is +1 on hit. So similar to the +1 on block, when I do that right into the magic 4, effectively will come out in I-11. So like I said, I-12 is fast, but sometimes I want it to come out a little bit faster, just a little bit. All right, might as well just continue on with down 4 as the next key move since we're already talking about it. This is I-15, so as I said, blazing fast. Nobody's going to react to this. Nobody. It's just way too fast. +1 on hit, so good frames on hit, +6 on counter hit, even good frames on block. It's not safe on block, it's -10 on block, but most while standing 4s in the game, which is most people's fastest while standing move, is usually I-11. So in most cases, you're not going to get punished for this. The damage is garbage, but that's not the core reason why this is one of her main low pokes. It's annoying. It gives you plus frames, but listen to the sound of this. Yeah, I can tell you right now, especially in the lower ranks, you hit somebody enough with this, they're gonna be like, okay, do it again. Go ahead, please, one more time. I dare you. I'm not joking. That's what you're gonna get as a reaction. That being said, guys, don't be predictable. This is still a low poke, and it can be low parried. The next key move is a forward 1+2. Now this is technically her 14 frame block punisher, but that's not the core reason I'm telling you about this. I'm telling you about it because it's a decent whiff punisher, and there's going to be cases, especially in the lower ranks, where you have an opponent that does a move that has good pushback, but it is -14 or worse on block. And in a lot of cases, you can punish it with this move. Like if you go back to the beginning of this video and look at the highlight reel trailer, Paul did his death fist. I blocked his death fist, and I punished with forward 1+2. Now it has 3 follow-ups that you can do. The one I just showed you right there is down forward 1, 4, 2. That's the harder of the follow-ups. Not crazy hard. If you practice, you will get it. There's a little bit of a timing to it. And then the next follow-up, which is a little bit easier to do, is her down back 4-2-3, which you see me doing right here. That's, I would say, the next level of difficulty for follow-up. And the other follow-up after these two is when you do her 4-1+2 is you could do her down 3+4. That's by far the easiest one to do. And honestly, from my memory, when I was in the green ranks, I did play Josie at one point. Well, I actually still play Josie. She's actually my top 7 core characters. I did her down 3+4 as a follow-up for a while before I practiced and got down the down forward 1-4-2. Okay, next we're gonna talk about her standing 3 strings. And first we're gonna start off with her 3-3 string. And I'm gonna use this a decent amount when I talk about the walkthrough, and it's a particular gimmick that I'm gonna show you guys how to beat later when I go over how to beat gimmicks for this particular portion in reference to Josie. But anyway, this comes out in 13 frames on block. It is -1, so that's very, very good on block. You know, 13 frames is actually really fast. The issue is, or a couple issues is, one, this is mid-high and it doesn't jail. It's not like her 1-2-2s I talked about earlier where it jails. You couldn't duck the second or the third hit once I started the string. This you can duck, and probably just as bad, this is not a natural combo, which means that if I land the first hit, the second hit isn't guaranteed and you can still duck that. So even if I land the first hit, you can duck the second hit because it's a high. Now, it is a natural counter hit combo. And that's good because, again, this standing 3 comes out in 13 frames. So the entire string comes out in I-13. She doesn't have a generic down forward 1. This is her fastest mid poke. I wouldn't really call it a mid poke, but this is her fastest, I guess, mid poke at the end of the day. And if you land this on counter hit, the entire thing is guaranteed. So it is a decent interrupt string if your opponent is pressing buttons and you have a good read on them. The next standing 3 extension string is 3-2, which is a mid-mid string. So just like 3-3, this is not a natural combo. It is only a natural combo on counter hit, but it is a mid-mid. So it's an effective mix-up to 3-3. So if you're playing your opponent tries to duck the 3-3, or I'm sorry, the last string, the 3 of the 3-3, then they will get hit by the 2, which is a mid, and it is +5 on hit. However, unlike 3-3, which is -1 on block, so very, very good frames on block, 3-2 is -12 on block. So be very careful if you're playing an opponent with a really good 10 or 12 frame Punisher, like Genghis, who I talked about in the green rank walkthrough for Genghis. So I said his 1-2 may be the strongest 10 frame Punisher in the game. This may not be worth the risk in that case. Now, as I said, it is a natural combo on counter hit. If you land the 2 as a counter hit by itself, you get the same follow-ups that I showed you from the forward 1+2 string. Not string, I'm sorry, the forward 1+2 I-14 attack. You get the same follow-ups if you land the 2 on counter hit right here. Now you can cancel into a crouch dash stance from 3-2 if you press forward. That being said, I'm not gonna go into her crouch dash stance in depth or her switch stance in depth because it just will make the video way too long. If these guys are doing fairly well, so it's a really good chance I am going to do the yellow ranks, and if I do that, I will probably do another one of Josie and then go into depth then, or which is probably more likely because Josie is one of my core characters, and honestly I haven't made any character guides on any of my core characters, which I find kind of funny. I may make 2 or 3 videos going over Josie, like going over her crouch dash moves and setups and things like that, going over her switch stance moves and setups and things like that, just because I haven't done any videos on core characters and I think that I have a lot of knowledge to share with Josie. So more than likely that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to go into that here, but I will say that CD3, which is a low, that is something you're going to see me do a good amount, and I delay it a decent amount to throw my opponents off to not pick up on the noise animation. And on counter hit, when you land CD3, you do get a guaranteed follow-up, whether it's down 3+4 or another CD3. This is +4 on hit and it is -13 on block. So if your opponent blocks CD3 and they have a 13 frame launcher like Josie, while standing launcher, or Kazuya, you can be launched for it. And I like to mix up CD3 with CD2, which is an elbow and it's a launcher, and that is -14 on block. So like Brian could launch punish you or something like that. Now for switch stance, I like to enter switch stance with down 4-4 because down 4-4 is I-14. Like I said, she doesn't have a typical fast mid poke and a down 4-1 like I-13. Her down 4-1 is I-16, but her down 4-4 is decently fast at I-14, and she is +11 on block when she enters switch stance from down 4-4. So you're guaranteed to have to eat a mix up. And the mix-up can be her switch stance 1, which is what you see me doing here, which is a high attack. It can be ducked. It is -1 on block, I believe now. Yeah, it is. It's -1 on block in season 4, and I believe +5S on hit, +5S in a counter hit launcher. And you can do switch stance 2. And again, this is a counter hit launcher. That's the great thing about a lot of her switch stance moves. Her switch stance 1, her switch stance 2, her switch stance 3 are all counter hit launchers. Switch stance 2 is a mid and has a similar animation as switch stance 3 right here. Again, counter hit launcher, and that is -12 on block. So you won't eat much if your opponent actually blocks this. And it's, I believe, -1 on hit. And switch stance 4 is one of her wall bounce move, and that is safe on block. Now, quick overview about that is that switch stance 1, switch stance 2, and switch stance 4 are all safe on block, and switch stance 3 is the only one that is unsafe on block. Just want to make that clear. So here are some basic combo paths for Josie that you guys will see me do. Josie's B&Bs for the most part are honestly pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Typically, I'm not trying to get you guys focused on combo damage. I know it's really cool and exciting to do combos, but for a game like Tekken, fundamentals right now is by far what's more important. That's why when I did the Genghis walkthrough, I did super simple combos, but Josie's combos and B&Bs being simple kind of go hand in hand. All right, first match is against an Armor King. I haven't played Armor King in probably like 7 or 8 months, at least 6 or 7 months minimum. So I don't remember much about Armor King's buffs for season 4, except that I heard he got buffs. So I don't know how good he is in season 4 versus like season 3, but he was okay for me, to me, in my opinion. He wasn't as bad as people said he was. At the top level, he probably was, but when I played him online, he felt pretty decent for the most part. Now, I will say this though, I will definitely say that people are a little bit better in season 4 than they were in season 3. I can definitely tell that. So he did his back one. I thought that was punishable, so I went for a 1-2-2, but it was not. That, or there was some lag there, and I called him to Magic 4, got him to the wall. If you're playing a character that has a command grab that wall splats, be prepared. When you're back to the wall, they will probably go for that grab, and it's usually a 1+2 break, so always keep that in mind. Now I'm just trying to do some controlled aggression because he's throwing out that back one a decent amount. I don't want to get counter hit launched, and I got counter hit launched. Exactly what I didn't want to happen. Still got caught. He went for the throw, broke the throw, and I did 3-3, which caught him on counter hit for the guaranteed follow up. Now I threw out a hop kick, reading that he would do his back one again, which he didn't. And I did the down 4 into the Magic 4. I talked about that in the key move section because his +1 comes out a little faster. I did the CD there, and you guys just saw me cancel, but I didn't really punish his hop kick properly, or I just didn't do a good punish. Now he took me to the wall. If somebody knocks you down there running towards you, be aware that if you do a get up low, a lot of wild running moves may tech jump and just go over that. Now I paused here for this hop kick simply because, in my opinion, I'm probably doing too many random hop kicks. It's one of those cases where Josie's hop kick has decent range and has decent crush properties. So it kind of felt like, okay, let's go for it because I'm reading the back one, but still probably too many times to go for that. Now I did the race drive, landed it. As you can see, he has really no life. Maybe he does and I don't see it. However, it doesn't matter. He hit me with his rage art and he won that round. Good job to him. So we both backed up. He caught me with the 4-2 and then tried to do the instant shining wizard. And I broke it, which I shouldn't have because that is a 1+2 break and I could not do that when I was in the green ranks. Still trying to follow my rules, but that was more instinctive. So just pressure by the wall and then switch stance 1, caught him with the counter hit from the down 4-4. You see me do down 4-4 to go into her switch stance a good amount. Simply, as I said this before, it is I-14, so it's a good way to enter switch stance. That shoulder he just did is launch punishable. I just was late to get it. Now I just broke the throw, another random hop kick. So what I probably should be doing, and I'm pretty sure I'd be doing this if I was playing higher, I'm just at a higher rank. I'm simply trying to use a certain amount of moves here. And because of that, I think maybe it's similar to if you start a new character. Because normally I would do her down back 2, I would duck if I'm do like a flash duck if I think he's gonna do the back 1 and then try to launch or attack him that way. But anyway, let's keep going. So he knocked me down and he whiff punished my get up kick. And I want you guys to be aware, if you're playing a character like Fang or Armor King or Paul, they're very, very good at whiff punishing get up kicks with powerful moves like Death Fist or King and Armor King's forward. I believe it's forward T1 or something like that. So this time when he knocked me down, notice I took a minute to get up because I didn't want to get whiff punished again. That's an input error, so I shouldn't have jumped. I just meant to step. So I caught him with a CD3 there, down 4-1 into switch stance 3. And I think I'm just trying to set up my rage drive right there. And luckily it worked. He did do his rage art and win again. No, real. He did a good job. Good job to him. It was really, really fun match to play. All right, next match against a Negan player. Now he started off with his 2-2-2-2 or whatever, and I could have sworn that was minus 14s, but I did a while standing one and he's able to block. So I don't know if that's changed or if it's just one of those cases where, you know, the input lag ate it up a little bit. So anyway, he caught me with a throw, which I didn't break. I could have broke that regular throw. Did the 3-3 into a down forward 2, which is a gimmicky setup you're going to see me do off and on throughout a lot of these matches. I like to do gimmicky setups and then show you guys how to beat them. Honestly, I think it's pretty helpful in general. But yeah, 3-3 into Josie's down forward 2. You're going to see me do that a good amount. So anyway, we went to round 2. I stepped his little sweep kick, caught him right here with the switch stance 1 on counter, which I think I already did in the first round. And you're going to see me catch him with this a lot. Josie has a lot of powerful counter hits out of her switch stance. I said this in the mini guide in the beginning of this video. And if you're not paying attention or just randomly pressing buttons, more than likely you're going to get counter hit launched, and it's going to be very frustrating. So anyway, into the round. These rounds are going fast. I should probably focus and talk about the rounds. All right, that's when he gets a little sneaky counter hit moves. I blocked it, hit him with the 1-2-2. He tried to catch me again. That CD2 is punishable, but he didn't punish. Went into the down 4, switch stance, caught him with the switch stance 1 again on counter hit. Caught him again with the switch stance 1 here on counter hit. That's an input. You don't see the point of trying to throw somebody just coming off the wall. And he caught me with his power crush. Now Negan has 2 power crushes that I try to watch out for when I play against him. Kind of in a weird way similar to Josie, where I don't think you should be careful how many buttons you press, because his power crushes, I think both of them are actual launchers. All right, next match is against Eliza. And I honestly feel like 95% of people that play Tekken don't know how to fight against Eliza. I swear I played her probably 3 times. So anyway, match started. I caught her with a butterfly kick, which is an amazing panic move, by the way. It's just a great panic move that Josie has. Crushes so many things. Putting some wall pressure on her, caught her with the switch stance 1 on counter hit, as you see is pretty effective. Now she's fighting back, which is kind of cool. I don't know what she's doing. All right, so this move right here, because I don't know how to fight Eliza, you're going to see me do a bunch of test cases on this move simply because she does it a lot to try to figure it out. So I tried to do a while standing 3 there, so it didn't work, so it wasn't punishable enough a while standing 3. So she's going to do it a lot. You guys are going to see it. I'm just going to do out test cases to see what works. Now she just caught me right there with the first 2 parts of it, taking me to the wall. And okay, that little butt bump move. I'm kind of shocked I caught her with that spring flip up kick, simply because it looked like she was in block stance. So caught her with CD3 on counter hit, do down 3+4. I really thought I was gonna catch her with that switch stance 3. I really did. Anyway, I tried to do a down 4-1. Now that time I tried to see if I could interrupt it, because she's, you know, it's a little gap, but couldn't interrupt it there. And I think I tried to do it with a jab, but it looked like a down 4-2, which is a crazy thing to do for the interrupt, so that's not good. So I know right there I punished with the wild standing 4, so I at least know it's minus 11 unless she didn't block properly. So I'm stepping, she didn't finish it there. I'm checking with the jab, down 4 when the switch stance 1, caught her with the counter hit again, and now took her to the wall, putting a little wall pressure. I shouldn't have finished that string here. It was pretty clear it was off axis. So anyway, try to do a little sneaky ender there, caught her with the wild standing 4. So now at this point, I'm going to just take a stab in the dark and say that wild standing 4 will always land. It is at least minus 11. This is how you deal with the gimmicky 3-3 into down 4-2. You beat it out with a fast mid. I will still show this in my how to beat green ranks walkthrough with Josie. But she did exactly what she's supposed to do. She beat it out with the fast mid, because I tried to do 3-3 into down 4-2 off the block. So now I'm stepping her, and then I hit her with a down 4-4 into switch stance 3. And I actually don't really know what just happened there. I don't know if I just missed it or whatever, but we still going. She caught me with a low there and then hit me with a follow-up. Now, obviously, I have barely no life. So I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Can we catch her with a rage hard, down 4-2 lunge? And nothing worked. We lost. So now on to the final round. I thought she might press a button, so I did a power crush, which she could have punished, but she didn't. She got caught with the last hit of 3-3, which is kind of interesting. And I tried to do a while standing 1 there. That was just another test case to see if it's at least minus 13. So at this point, if she does it again, I'm pretty sure from now I'm just going to do while standing 4 like so, because I know that's always landed. And that was +5, so easily go into the I-14 down 4-4, and then got her with the counter hit, switch stance 1, pressure, and now we're she backed up and hit me with that little low sweep there, which I think I was a little annoyed because I saw it coming and I didn't react in time. But then I caught her with the while standing 3, which is another counter hit launcher, and then ended up ending the match. All right, last match is against a Claudio player. I feel like this is a very diverse walkthrough. I played a lot of different people. Now, starting off, I did her down back 2. Now, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier in the first round. I said instead of random hop kicks, her down back 2 probably would have been a better option for one. It's minus 11 versus minus 13, and it actually tech crushes. What a hop kick has high crush properties, but it's not guaranteed to crush all highs. So anyway, match is going. I do my down forward to switch stance 1 again, backing up, break his throw, Do 3-3 into the gimmicky down forward 2. So he doesn't beat it out like Eliza does. No, and just play it. So anyway, I catch him with a throw. And I think I try to do down forward 2. If you throw your opponent with that particular throw and do down forward 2 and they get up normally, you will actually launch them. So do 3-2 into 3-2. He tried to punish, which is pretty good on his part. Now do the down 4 into 3-3 because the +1 frames make it easy to get the counter hit. 3-3 string guaranteed. All right, so round 2, I step, launch him with the down forward 2, basically take him to the wall, and try and check him with the jab. Missed it. Now I mixed up the CD into her elbow simply because, you know, I saw him ducking. This, her up forward 3+4, which is her I-14 frame double knee. If your opponent is down in front of you and they actually don't get up properly and they actually try to get up, you can't actually land, as you saw right there. Now I got hit with the last hit here. I actually didn't even know about it. Now, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done it while setting 2-1 because honestly, I could not do that launch in green ranks. Again, that was more of an instinctive thing. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just did it and then did down 3+4. So I check with the jab into the switch stance, well, down 4-4 into switch stance 2 and catch him with the counter hit. And then I missed the combo, just off axis. The wall is just a little weird to me sometimes how it works in Tekken. Now he's just dick jabbing me right here. And I think he annoyed me because he hit me twice. And I was like, okay, we could dick jab. Come on, we could all just do it. So I did it one more time back. But, you know, at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I don't want to win like that. So I went for the switch stance 1. It whiffed, which makes sense because he was ducking and it's a high. But then I caught him with the hop kick and won the game. So that is the end of my Josie Green rank walkthrough. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the highlight reel you saw in the beginning of the clip and the one at the end is from the Green rank walkthrough I did for Josie before season 4. I don't know if anybody picked up on that. But anyway, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Again, my Instagram page is up and coming. Please go check me out on there if you like Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat, Dead by Daylight. Follow me on Instagram. Plenty of cool videos and pictures and artwork on there. This is Acid Light. You guys take care.